welcome to my workshop again. We're going to start calling this little series of videos I'm doing, what's the old boy been up to today? Well, today, or the last couple of days, he's been up to this. This is a duck nest. Matter of fact, it's 2 duck nests, and it floats, and we call it the Newbury 2 floating duck nest. 2 because it's got 2 nests, clues in the name. I want to take you through the spec first, because I have to, and basically I want you to know what you get for your money and why you should buy Granddad Rob. To start with, the frame. The frame is this, 50mm thick or framing, pressure treated red pine. It's mitered, it's glued, stainless steel fixings. The deck is what they call TGV or tumbler groove boarding for you and me. Again, pressure treated. The base is 1/2 inch thick marine ply. Now marine ply is about as good as it gets in the ply world. It's not exterior grade, it's not what they call WBP, weather and boil proof. It's marine grade. They build boats out of this gear, so again, practically indestructible. And on the inside of this is a magic stuff that we put in, and for the purpose of this conversation we're going to call it polystyrene. So if you like, it's a poor man's surfboard, but again, it will float for a long, long time, because even surfboards haven't got frames this fat. On it, other little features, you've got a couple of steps, fronts and back, just out the birds light onto the float, but strictly speaking they don't need it. You've got a tether point on either corner. The reason you do 2 tether points is because then the float doesn't keep trying to swing around in the water. So we put 2 points on there, and as part of what we can also supply is what we call mud weights, which are weights that go in the mud. And these weights are 20 kilo concrete lumps with a chain cast into them. I think it's 2.5 metre chain, so that goes on either side again to stop it twisting. The house is built to the same kind of spec as our tortoise house over there, in so much as it's got the very distinctive tile effect roofs that we make. It's got brick effect walls. It just looks the business, if you will. The walls and the roof are 25mm thick in total, including the internal liner. There's a divider between the 2 nests because ducks are very, very territorial. It's not because they're particularly house proud and don't want someone else in their house. They do not want to nest where someone else is. So if there wasn't there, only 1 pair of birds would use this. So by putting it in there, it at least fools them into thinking they've got a place on their own. There's not a great deal more I can tell you about the house itself, as much as it's built to our normal kind of spec, which is about as good as it gets in my opinion, but I'm biased. But I can tell you about the ducks. Ducks have got little or no brain. Matter of fact, I am of the opinion that God put a brain in a duck to prove he had a sense of humour. They have almost a suicide button. They will nest on the bank. They might as well have a placard up saying, "Here I am, Foxy, come get me." This, in mid-water, will give them somewhere to nest, no more than that. They won't go home, they're not like a chicken and go home to roost every night. The odd one might decide it's a good place to sit, just to keep themselves out of the water. But fundamentally, if you're thinking about security, forget it. Nesting box, 100%. But if you put it in mid-water and the ducks use it, you can have all the house points. If they don't, well, at least you've got a clear conscience, you gave them the option. So that's about it for this one. Nothing else really to tell you about either product. No doubt there'll be other videos in the pipeline. And if you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, then you can find me on Facebook, obviously, on my website, I can remember this, www.granddadrobdesigns.co.uk, and I'm told you can share the video. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure you no doubt do. I am also able to tell you that the next time you see me, well maybe not quite the next time, but very soon, I'll have had my haircut, because herself starting to say, I need my haircut. Anyway, God bless, see you again.